Don't worry, this isn't going to be another transfer update. There's going to be plenty of that, though, in the coming days, weeks, until the transfer window shuts. So you're going to have to prepare yourself that that's going to be a great deal of the quantity of information that I'm going to be passing on to you. And look, do I think that all of these players will ultimately come to the club? Well, the truth of the matter is no, because we've been linked and we've been here before. Let's not kid ourselves. Summer transfer windows is usually the big one, but winter transfer windows as well. We get linked to a plethora of players, and an awful lot of them, nothing actually comes of it. But this is a West Ham fan YouTube channel, and I have to bring to you the stories. So you're just going to have to prepare yourself. If transfer tittle tattle is not your thing, I completely get it. It is something that I find a little bit repetitive because we keep getting linked with this player and then ultimately nothing happens. And then we get linked with that player and then ultimately nothing happens. So it is a bit frustrating. I mean, as I understand it, this week, listening to various outlets, and the one that made me more sit up and take notice was Russ on the West Ham network. I think it's fairly common knowledge that Russ works on the inside of the club. Now, he doesn't work for the club through Monday through to Friday. He obviously has his day job. But I would imagine him doing that little bit in the club probably gives him a little bit of an insight into certain things that go on within the confines at Rush Green, London Stadium. So when he says on West Ham Network on his broadcast, as I'm recording this on Sunday evening, when he turns around and says that today, this week will be the week where a lot of the ingoings and outgoings start to happen, that's when I start to go, okay, this hopefully is going to be where we see. Because I'll be perfectly honest with you, and I dare say I'm not alone here, is that I'm getting a little bit concerned that as time rolls on, we're inching ever closer towards the beginning of the season. And I think that we're falling a little bit behind. Now, I know that the World Cup has been an obstacle. I understand that. I get that the World Cup, players, agents, all of that. But we're now down to the final four. All 48 teams have come to this point. It was 48, wasn't it, in the World Cup this year? I'm sure it was 48. So 44 of those teams have now gone home, and we're left with the final four. Thankfully, England are one of them. Great result yesterday. Bellingham again, brilliant, come to the rescue. People say Harry Kane didn't have a particularly great game, and okay, he didn't get on the score sheet, but I think certainly for that second goal, I think that his movement possibly created a little bit of space for Bellingham to get that finish away, and that was the winning goal at the end of it. They were saying something about the ball hitting the spider cam and all the rest of it, but I think that was a red herring, but there you go. Anyway, so back onto the topic at hand. I've got a little bit distracted talking about England World Cup and all the rest of it. But I think the thing that's concerning me is that, like I say, we're here. It's the 12th of July, and we've not made any signings other than making the signing of Kibala Madrid, who was here on loan from January. So not really an awful lot of heavy lifting was required there. We've obviously seen the departure of a number of players, such as Callum Wilson, whose contract came to an end, Mateus Fernandes, who's obviously has moved on to Tottenham Hotspur for the princely sum of £85 million. Not bad business, it has to be said. But I think that there will be more departures. There's obviously, I'm expecting Summerville to go, to be quite honest. I think Bowen is very likely to stay, but it will be very interesting to see once we come to the sort of like the last stages of the transfer window, how our resolve could potentially be tested if, say, an Everton, an Aston Villa, a Chelsea come in with a bid of 40 million or so. I think for me, if it was down to me, if I was making the decision, I love Jared Bowen to bits, but I think probably if you got a bid of 50 million quid, you'd be hard pressed to turn that down. You seriously would. But in terms of our actual preparation, I mean, the two teams that came down with us, let's concentrate on those two, which was Burnley and Wolves. And there's things that I'm seeing in relation to those two teams that I'm looking at our lead up to the start of the season, our preparation, and I'm questioning whether we're falling by the wayside. And there's two things, and they're slightly different things as far as both Burnley and Wolves are concerned. and there will always be things that you'll look over the garden fence and you'll see that the grass on the other side might look a little bit greener, and possibly when you get to the other side of the fence, you realise that it was just a little bit of an illusion down to the lighting. I understand that, but there's a few things that I've seen online, and I'm going to share them with you, and I'm after your thoughts on it. And again, you've got the comment section below. Get stuck into that. If you are new around here, in the top left-hand corner, you'll see a QR code. So if you get out your mobile device and give that a scan, it will take you to our YouTube subscription page, and that is free of charge, data safe, takes a couple of seconds of your time to do. It just helps grow the YouTube channel of the West Ham Massive into something bigger than it is right now. Share this onto your social media platforms. Give us a like, give us a hype. That was something as well, the hype thing, because that was something that all of a sudden someone popped up on the channel. It was a good few people actually. I think it was Toby mentioned it, Paul mentioned it, that all of a sudden I couldn't get any of the content hype. And it turns out what it was that there was an update in YouTube in the background, and I had to go into a settings, and I was just having a little look round, and there was a setting that I needed to press a button basically, and now you can hype to your heart's content. So crack on with that. But there's a few things, like I say, I'm going to show you, and I'd be really interested to know what you think. Are you concerned? Are you getting a little bit, worried now? Because there's certain things that I look at our rivals for promotion from the Championship to the Premier League, of which Burnley and Wolves are going to be the two principal rivals in that, because they're the two teams that came down with us. And in the case of Burnley, they've had in the last few years, they've had experience of getting up from the champ into the Prem, so I think this won't be any different. I think they'll be competitive this season. Wolves, well, we'll get into my reasoning why I'm concerned. And like I say, I'd be really interested to know what you guys think on it. So I'm going to show you a couple of little things here. So this is the first thing that I want to share with you, if I may. And this here is and I'm going on Google, as you can see, but Burnley have already started their pre-season schedule. As I record this on the evening of Sunday, the 12th of July, Cincinnati 3, Burnley 1. Okay, look, they didn't get a win. However, they've already started their pre-season match schedule. We don't start ours until, is it Friday? Is it Saturday? We play Southend United. Burnley are already off and underway. They're in the United States, as you can see. They've got Cincinnati, they've got Columbus, they've got Salt Lake, they've got Ajax, they've got Espanyol before their season opener against Notts County. Another thing that also occurred to me, and I don't know what you guys think about this, but have I missed it? But we don't seem to have the Betway Cup this year. I've not seen anything about a pre-season friendly at London Stadium. Or not the Betway Cup, excuse me, I'm showing my age there. The Boyle Sports Cup, I guess they're going to have to call it, won't they? That's not been announced. I looked before I hit record here, and we've not got a match at the London. Now, look, I get the relegation and the fact that the League Cup is on the 8th of August, is it? Is a bit of a challenge. But then again, as you can see here, Burnley, who also got relegated from the Premier League and also have those same challenges. And by the way, we also should remember we're playing them on the opening match week of the Championship season. They are playing a friendly, you can see there, on the 29th of July. They're playing a friendly before the opening match that they have on the 8th of August in the EFL Cup. They're playing a home game against Espanyol. So that's, I guess, their equivalent of what we would call the Boyle Sports Cup, or whatever it is, the pre-season friendly, the curtain raiser that we have every single season. And this season, it's not happening. I can't understand for the life of me why. It seems a little bit odd. I mean, I know that we've got Prestige friendly against Rangers. I've actually got tickets for that. And as things stand at the minute, I've actually got a ticket going spare. So if anybody wants a ticket, you'll have to sort out your own transportation and all of that, or hotel. I've got all of mine sorted. But I've got a ticket. It's 25 quid face value. If you want it, come at me. Make me an offer. Well, you don't just have to make me an offer. Just if you give me 25 quid, it's yours. But anyway, so the other one is against. We're going up to Germany playing against Magdeburg. So, but there's no game at London Stadium. So I'm a little bit concerned by that. Maybe I ought not to be, but it just seems like I say Burnley are getting their friendlies started about a week before we are. And then I see this. So this is the Championship Chat podcast on X, used to be Twitter back in the old days. And it's, as you can see there, the business, the incomings of Wolverhampton Wanderers. Kieran Trippier, tick. Raul Jimenez, tick. Rafiki Saeed, tick. They have already brought 3 players into the building, and we've not. Okay, you could turn around and say, well, we have. We've made the signing of Cabala Madrid permanent, but he was already in the building, wasn't he? We've just converted it from a loan to a permanent now. So I'm looking at, like I say, our 2 main rivals for promotion, one of whom has already started their pre-season friendlies a week before us. The other has got 3 signings out the way, and we haven't got a single one. Now, I know, like I say, that I'm being told that this week is going to be the week where it all starts to unfold. But seeing is believing. Seeing very much is believing. And at the minute, I'm not seeing it. So until I see it, I choose not to believe it. Maybe I'm being cynical. Maybe I'm being impatient. Maybe I'm being all of those things. However, I am concerned. I am concerned. So I guess my question is, are our rivals in the promotion stakes from the champ to the Prem, are our rivals stealing a march on us? We've got, like I say, one of them started their pre-seasons, one of them's getting their transfer business started earlier than we are. And also the Boyle Sports Cup, I just say, I don't know why that's not happening this season, or at least it appears not to. Maybe that I'm going to post this, and probably what will happen is about 5 minutes after I post it, the club will announce a prestige friendly at London Stadium prior to the game against Portsmouth in the EFL Cup or whatever. And I'll look like a bit of a plum. But that being said, I can only deal with the here and the now as I record this. And I just look and go, I'm a little bit concerned. And I'm hoping that in the fullness of time, I will be made to look very, very silly. And I'll be absolutely cool with that. But right here, right now, I've got some serious concerns. And I'd be very interested to know whether any of you guys maybe feel the same way, whether any of you guys are thinking, it just doesn't seem right. Just doesn't seem right to me. Like I say, maybe I'm worrying over nothing. And I'd like you guys to get your comments in the section below and give me a steer on whether I'm panicking over really nothing. Is the boogeyman, and no, don't worry about that, Rob. It's fine. It's all good. So yeah, just get your comments in the section below. Let me know what your thoughts are. And if you're new around here, as I say, in the top left hand corner is the QR code. If you get out your mobile device, you scan that, and it will take you to the YouTube subscription page, where the subscription to the channel is free of charge, data safe, and it takes a couple of seconds of your time, and it just helps grow the channel to something better. Share this on your social media platforms as well would be great. And if you also wouldn't mind putting a thumbs up on the video and giving us a hype, which you now can do because I've sorted the setting out. Anyway, I'm going to disappear, and I wish you a great start to your week, because by the time this goes out, although I'm recording it on Sunday, this will obviously go out on Monday now. And also, for any of you that are still watching, I put a community post out because I'm fiddling around with thumbnails. And one of the things that, believe it or believe it not, I actually do put quite a lot of effort into my thumbnails. The truth of the matter is I probably put too much effort into it, because it costs me a lot of time, because I'm always trying to find it a little sort of way of making it look just a little bit better, sort of thing. And I've done a few now the last couple of days where I've done some A/B testing on YouTube, and they go out and they've actually got 2 thumbnails effectively. And YouTube will collate the data and basically say which ones perform best. I've also got on the community tab on the channel a poll which is running, which shows you an example of one that I've done, an example of one that's done by ChatGPT. Now, the one done by ChatGPT, I put in the instructions and it spits out the thumbnail. And it's a really good thumbnail, I think. But I'd be really interested to know what people think. So if you haven't voted on that and you're here now watching this, I'd be really grateful if you could go to the community tab on our YouTube channel and just cast your vote on that as to which one you think, in your opinion. And what you have to do is you have to put yourself in the mind of someone that's never seen the West Ham Massive before, that isn't a subscriber, and just stumbles across that bit of content, because the first thing you see when you're scrolling through YouTube, isn't it? It's the thumbnail. That's the thing that catches you first, and then obviously the title has to be quite captivating. So they're the two things you have to get right on YouTube straight out of the gate. So what I want to know is, if you wasn't a subscriber to the channel, if you'd never heard of the West Ham Massive before, and it just pops up on your YouTube feed, out of the two thumbnails that are on the community tab on our YouTube channel, which one do you think you would be more inclined to click as a result of the thumbnail? That would be really great, because I'm just trying to sort of gauge whether because like I say, my thumbnails, the ones I create, they do take me quite a bit of time, because my problem is I am something of an obsessive. I am something of a perfectionist. I will just tweak it and tweak it and tweak it and tweak it. Whereas the AI ones are just like, boom, they're done. So I'm just like, am I costing myself a barrel load of time that I don't need? So if you can go on that community tab, I would be eternally grateful. Anyway, I am going to disappear. As I say, I hope you all have a great start to your week and earn lots of money. Don't get dehydrated. Don't get dehydrated. Make sure you take a bottle of water with you. For those of you that are white van, I probably can't say white van men, can I? Because I'll probably get cancelled. White van people. All you white van people out there, make sure you take a couple of bottles of water with you. Keep yourself hydrated. Factor 50. I need some of that, because, yeah, it's one of the pitfalls of getting a bit older. Anyway, I'll see you guys later, and stay safe. Come on, you irons.